Yeah, a lot of highs and lows.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode, a quick and short appreciation episode of Grind Culture Podcast. I am Ed.
I am Colton.
And Colton, I think I'm going to let you kind of like take it away with this kind of idea of what we're going to do today. Is kind of a catch up or like our plan episode. So why don't you kind of give our viewers a little taste or just like a little summary of what this episode will entail.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're going to keep it short today. Let's see, we're coming off of a week that was busy. Ed was sick, so he was out of the shop, so we didn't get to film last week. And then we also had a busy weekend. We also went to Coffee Fest in LA, so we had a lot happening. And so to keep it brief, we just want to do a quick catch up today.
Yeah.
We wanted to kind of give you all a brief description of where we're at and where we're kind of headed.
Yeah.
And what our vision is. And then we wanted to announce a giveaway, our first giveaway on Grind Culture Podcast. And yeah, so I guess just let's start with, how are you feeling, dude?
Feeling better. Yeah.
Feeling better.
As Colton mentioned, I was sick.
Yeah.
Never like being sick. One, because I hate the feeling of what comes with being sick, and that's stuffy nose, headache, just aches and pains and fatigue, and I hate it.
Yeah.
It's one of like the worst things I think that could happen to me because I'm so easygoing. So when like something, I don't know if you like ever seen those memes of like men having like going through a sickness and like they're like pretty much on their deathbed. That's how I feel because I feel so
chocolate.
Yeah.
Seen
It's funny is like women. There was like this meme that says women will never know, or men will never know the pain of going through childbirth unless they have a minor cold or something. It's so funny. But that's how I feel because like I do so much around the house and here, and I like to work and I like to be present and I just like to feel healthy. So when anytime that I don't, it's really annoying.
Yep.
And I think it knocked me out for 3 days, which I didn't like because I missed work and I really missed being present at the house.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm better now. I guess it was a good time to get sick because it was before Coffee Fest and before our busy season.
Yep.
And before, I guess, like a lot of the things that me and my family are going to start doing to prep for like the holiday.
Yeah.
And my birthday's coming up and our wedding anniversary's coming up. And like I said, the holidays are coming up. Yeah. So if I was going to get sick now, I'm glad it was like right now. Right.
Yeah, it's perfect timing.
I was going to ask you though, you get sick? Do you get sick?
Back to it. So yeah, I don't really get sick, man.
Oh yeah.
I get one like mild cold in the beginning of the year, and then I kind of maybe get a bigger sickness in the month of December. But I think that's really just because I'm so stressed about work. Not in a bad way. There's so much to do and so much to keep organized. I'm like internally sick, but I don't have like a cold or anything. I'm just like so stressed I just get sick. So
it's crazy because the 2 years plus that I've known you, like you barely miss work, and if you miss work, it's for like family related reasons, but like it's never sickness. Or when like you are sick or not feeling like the greatest, you still manage to compose yourself and get in here and like do what you need to do. Whereas in like if I get sick, I feel like I can't like focus on anything other than my sickness.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if I do envy that in a way where like it just seems like you rarely get sick, but at the same time like working through that or like having that diligence is I don't know if I envy it, but I am like astonished by it. You know what I mean?
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah, it's just like crazy.
Yeah, I think I just have a really good immune system, and when I do get sick, I think maybe when I got sick before this job, I was like, oh yeah, I'll take the time, if I could, and lay in bed for a day or something. But now it's like I'm the manager, so it's like I gotta toughen up a little bit because I think as guys, like you were saying before, like we're problem solvers. So everything we want to do it quick. We want to do it now. When we get sick, it's like I think this is a time I can just get sick and veg out and just be a baby. So we take full advantage of it. Yeah. Where if you really thought about it, if it was life or death, we would have to tough it out.
Oh, yeah.
Where I think that's where like our wives are, when they get sick, they're like, no, life has to happen still. I can't just shut down.
Yeah, she's so tough.
They're a lot tougher than us in that sense.
They're like, get up, sissy. Anyways, yeah, so I'm feeling better.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to be back. Yeah, and then like life has been crazy with Eloise starting school. That's new for us. And so it's like all this excitement at home and trying to rep up my business a little bit more so than I have been, because life has been, this summer has just been like not a summer for the books. So I'm really trying to catch up with myself, work out more. My gym opened up today. Trying to be more active on social media, or just like more active with my community as far as like this, my daughter's school or the community I have online. So a lot of catching up to do, but I think it's an exciting time for not only me, but for us in general, because another thing is future goals and like the vision that I have for us is straying away from the normal things that I used to do with like our content and trying to be more like creative and be more like just open to our community and like be more conversive and be more including to like the people that has helped us be successful. And that's like Nate and Cam and Gavin and DJ and our families and just people that like we haven't even mentioned here, like your friends that came in. Like I want them on the podcast. I want to give them a shout out. I've been trying to do better about shouting out the coffee shops that we mentioned, or Coffee Fest in general, which I did. So that's, and I could speak for myself, maybe for both of us, but I'll let you chime in. My vision is to build up our community, be more successful in like trying to build something up, opposed to like be more successful in like financial goals wise. What do you think? Like,
I'm along the same lines, just building up the community around us and the friends that are around us and building up our families and just being healthy in every aspect, and just seeing where this podcast alone can take us, especially just pushing us to be more professional and meeting other coffee people. And I want to be able to like go to places like Coffee Fest or go to coffee shops and connect with like owners and business people and really know how to like talk about coffee and be really involved. And then not only, you know, being heavily like knowledgeable about coffee, but also just like them finding out, oh, this person's cool, man. Like, you know, and just creating that culture of like, hey, I want to be around this person. Or if we have someone local that works at a coffee shop or owns a coffee shop or just anything, really life in general, like they can kind of like come to us, ask us a question because they know that we have the information, or you know, they want to be a part of our lives. So that's kind of like where I see it. And then for like the podcast itself, I just want to keep doing what we're doing because it's flowing really well. Each time we end a podcast, we're like, oh man, that was freaking awesome. Like, we just love talking and hanging out and getting this time together. So I think it's really special. And then it's not really like for a business standpoint, but if we do get to a point where we or have the means to get like coffee equipment or do like equipment reviews or do bigger giveaways, like I'll just announce it now. We kind of have something lined up for a really good giveaway in the wintertime, so be on the lookout for that. It's kind of exciting. But doing things like that's just like fun and for people and stuff to get people excited about. So yeah, that's kind of like my vision, just where we're at. And I love it. So
I do too. I mean, you mentioned like the being able to like to converse with people like that's also like in the coffee world. And I've always said like I want to be that person, or I want to like build like I said before, the coffee world's so big. I want to build like our little corner of it. And I got like the first little sneak peek, and this is a sneak peek to our Coffee Fest episode in general, but I think you have known the coffee scene in Los Angeles a little bit more than I have, or maybe even a lot more because I'd never been there before until this past weekend. But you sent me a list of some of the coffee places that you recommended, and I went to Loquat, and you went to Kumquat, which I think they're somewhat affiliated to one another. But Loquat, I was able to talk to the barista there, the chef there, and like they were asking me like, "Are you here for Coffee Fest?" And I was like, oh yeah, I'm Temecula Coffee Roasters. And then like we were just able to chat it up about coffee, which I never done before.
Right.
Never have I had the confidence to do that.
Right.
I guess in the outside setting other than here. So that little step, that next step of like what we're building was awesome, like
Yeah.
to experience. Did
Yeah.
you have like any kind of experience like
Oh,
that?
for sure.
Yeah.
So the roasting competition that our coworker Gavin entered, we went to the award ceremony on Saturday night, and we connected with so many people. We connected with like these Q graders and like green suppliers, and you know they know so much, and they're heavily involved in coffee, and I really had to like step it up, and I had a bunch of conversations about coffee and all this stuff, and I was like the whole time I was like, man, I am so glad where I'm at right now,
Yeah.
because I can have conversations with people about what coffee is, like how it tastes, what's happening in the economy and the culture, and so it's just really cool. And you realize like, oh my gosh, there's so many people and so much that coffee is surrounded by, and that just like you can relate, and it's really cool. So yeah, I definitely was tested a little bit this past weekend, and it was fun.
Yeah, it's weird because like we are so lucky that we're actually in like the coffee industry, not so much like other coffee shops are, but like in the roasting world. And
Yeah.
you like you said, you went to the competition which was roast based, whereas I've seen a lot of competitions go out like latte art competition or like barista competitions.
Yeah.
And like that's really the world, I think, the coffee world that outside people get into.
Yeah.
But like the roasting world and the farming world and all that stuff, the cupping world,
Yeah.
that's something that I think at least I feel lucky being part of,
Yeah.
because that's like something, it's not like an exclusive club, but it's a club that a lot of avid coffee drinkers don't get to be part of unless like they
Right.
really seek it, or like they really, or like they're in the industry, or
Right.
they really do their homework. Like I think we get to see all sides of like the coffee industry.
Yeah.
So it was very easy for me. I don't want to like talk too much about like Coffee Fest, 'cause I want to save it, but it was easy for me to like look at all facets of coffee, syrups, roasting, green beans,
Yeah.
oat milk, regular milk, I mean substitutes,
Everything that's
like
involved. Yeah.
packaging, different packaging, like
Yep.
all this stuff, like coffee equipment even.
Yeah.
Like I was able to pinpoint my fascination or my knowledge with every single one of those just because of here.
Right.
So I thought it was
That's
like
rad.
it's cool like to be able to do that.
Right.
And I think we're lucky. There's probably a lot of us, but still, like I still feel lucky, like being able to have, like being confident to have a conversation with each one of those people.
Right.
That's like all connected to coffee. You know?
Yeah. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
If you think about it, we're really young in our careers, so it's like it's very exciting. And then as you know, and as everybody knows that jumps into coffee, there's endless things to learn. So
Yeah.
Very excited.
When we still like I said, I still have so much to learn. I'm still learning a lot. Again, to bring up your friends, even bringing in your friends, like they taught me something, and it's like it could be like the littlest thing, like there's people outside of our world that are just interested in coffee.
Yeah.
They love coffee,
Yeah.
and you could chat it up with them, and like people do their homework, and like people actually find this as a hobby, or like just like as a extreme interest,
Right.
like your friend Luke, and like he was like
Stoked.
so knowledgeable about it, and I was taken aback because I thought you were bringing him in to like teach him something.
Yeah.
But he seems like he knew a lot.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
he does spend a lot of time involved in coffee.
So like not only like I have to remember that there's people that really love coffee and like really love the culture behind it.
Millions.
Yeah, and it's not only me, and
Right.
I'm just felt so like this past 2 weeks, I felt like lucky to be part of it, I guess, you know.
Yeah, me too.
So that was like a little brief, I don't know, like little sneak peek of what our next podcast will be, and that's just going over Coffee Fest and our experience.
Yeah, we'll talk about our experience. We're going to have a guest on, Gavin, our coworker who did the roasting competition. So we're going to run through the competition, how things went there, and then we're going to run through how Coffee Fest went for all of us.
And then there is a giveaway that we're planning on December, or like around that time, the end of the year, but there's also a little thank you giveaway that we wanted to do. And just, I wanted to give back, or it was really Colton's idea, and I thought it was a really good idea just to give back to the people that have been listening to us and just like chatting up with us or making an effort just to like listen to us on a weekly basis and saying like it's just a thank you. And it's not, for me at least, it's like not a push for like more viewership or more subscribers. It's nice and we do appreciate it, but it's just, again, this is like a giveaway thank you to me, and want you kind of let them know what they can do for us and help us so we could help them.
Yeah, so we're going to keep it pretty simple. Like Ed said, we just appreciate you guys, and we want one of you, or two of you actually, to try winning some coffee, and that way you can enjoy and just be a part of the coffee that we roast. So we're going to have it on 2 platforms. For our Apple podcast, we're going to give away a bag there, me or Ed. And the way you can enter there is just give us a 5-star review and comment. And then we are going to put a list of whoever does that together, and we will do a live drawing, or not a live drawing, but we will do a drawing on 2 episodes from now. So do that for Apple Podcasts if you want to win. And then if you want to win on YouTube, or you can do both. You can enter in both. If you want to be a winner on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. We're going to look and see if you are subscribed, like this video. And then comment below that you have entered, or just comment below.
Yeah.
And for both of those things, we'll pick a winner randomly out of a hat and see who gets to enjoy some coffee. And if it happens to be the same person in the hat for both, then we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna have 2 different winners. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
share the love.
I think this is Peru, which is probably what I would have recommended anyways. But like, if you have like a certain coffee that you know that Colton or I sell, you could go ahead and mention that too on one of the comments or anything.
Yeah, we'll pick it. You can pick anything from our websites. Let's just do a pound of coffee each.
Yeah.
I know you sell tea as well, so Ed sells tea and K-cups. So if you want something like that, then you can pick that as well. But if you want to just go for the pound of coffee, that is the plan as of now. And we love you guys, man.
Yeah,
we're really grateful.
Yeah, very grateful. We love you, and we hope to hear from you for this drawing. And until next episode, peace.